the return of a Canadian institution. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is back. Tell a friend. Sold out crowd shaking.
It's the Valentine's Day edition of the Maurologue. Yes, that magical time when florists rake in a fortune, chocolate sales explode, and trying to get a dinner reservation is harder than scoring a front row seat at the Super Bowl. Whether you're dining by candlelight, binging your favorite comfort food solo, or scrolling through Instagram fighting the urge to gag at all the couple pics, today is all about love in all its forms. And here's a fun fact. Valentine's Day dates back to ancient Rome, featuring secret weddings, a martyred priest, and a fertility festival that was, well, let's just say it would not be Hallmark approved. Fast forward to 2025, and love, along with a well-timed marketing strategy, has turned Valentine's Day into a $25 billion industry. So whether you're getting roses or rolling your eyes, let's all agree on one thing. Half-priced candy on February 15th is the real MVP. And if you think choosing a Valentine's gift is tough, imagine the dilemma some guys are facing this year. A dozen roses or a dozen eggs? With red roses hitting $120, you have to wonder, would your date prefer breakfast over a bouquet? I mean, that's a lot of money for a plant you can't even smoke. Of course, love isn't the only thing on people's minds today. So is overthinking, self-doubt, and that little voice in your head that loves to roast you for no reason. Well, therapists are warning that 6 sneaky habits could be sabotaging your sanity, and that starts with overthinking, because replaying awkward moments from 5 years ago is definitely a healthy use of time. Next, using fear as motivation, because nothing says inspiration like bullying yourself into productivity. And then there's the comparison trap, where social media convinces you that everyone else has a perfect life while you're just trying to figure out how to fold a fitted sheet. Believe me, not easy. And let's not forget self-criticism, because who needs haters when your own brain is doing the job for free? The fix? Well, talk to yourself like you would a friend. Unless you're the type of friend who roasts people for sport. Then there's letting a bad moment ruin your whole day. Spilled coffee? You're not cursed. Take a deep breath and move on. And finally, taking responsibility for other people's emotions. Guilty as charged. A spoiler alert, you are not a human emotional support animal. Set some boundaries and prioritize yourself. Your mental health will thank you. And while we're on the subject of mental health, the music industry is finally taking it seriously thanks to artists like Sabrina Carpenter. She just dropped $25,000 into Chappell Roan's We Got You campaign, which supports mental health resources for music professionals. Roan has been on a mission to create a safer, healthier industry, and she's got some A-list backup. Noah Kahan, Charlie XCX, and Love have all chipped in. Music with a mission. We love to see it. Regarding entertainment that has stood the test of time, live from New York, it's 5 decades of SNL. This Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC, the legendary sketch show is throwing a 3-hour anniversary bash packed with former cast members, iconic hosts, and major musical guests. If you want a real throwback, NBC is also airing the very first episode in its usual late-night slot. Back in 1975, SNL was just a wild experiment to replace Johnny Carson reruns. Safe to say, it worked. This show launched the careers of the likes of Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, Tina Fey, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, basically every comedian who matters. The secret sauce? rotating hosts, fresh talent, and my fellow Canadian Lorne Michaels keeping the chaos in check. Whether you're here for the nostalgia or hoping for a Stefan cameo, this is one celebration you do not want to miss. Well, you don't want to miss the Four Nations Face-Off Hockey Round Robin Tournament either. If the early games are any indication, Team USA trounced Finland 6-1 last night for the first time ever. Brothers and second-generation NHLers Brady and Matthew Tkachuk played a meaningful game on the same team, and let's just say it was worth the wait. The Tkachuk brothers, the takeover was in full effect as both of them scored 2 goals, with Matthew adding an assist. The Tkachuks became the first siblings ever to score multiple goals in the same NHL International Tournament game. Well, the U.S. now leads the tourney with 3 points after one game, while Canada sits at 2 after their 4-3 OT win over Sweden on Wednesday. Now, it's the showdown we've all been waiting for, Canada versus USA on Saturday. And if hockey isn't your thing, shame on you, but don't worry. There is a whole lot of sports action happening this weekend. It's a jam-packed Sports Sunday with 2 massive events to go along with the SNL 50th anniversary celebration. First up, the NBA All-Star Game tips off at 8 p.m. Eastern on TNT, and this year they're shaking things up with a brand new 4-team mini-tournament format. No more East versus West or team captains, just fast-paced hoops. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, NASCAR fans get their fix with the Daytona 500 at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. The Great American Race kicks off the NASCAR Cup Series season, setting the tone for another year of high speeds and photo finishes. And while we're talking about moving faster, let's check in on New York City, where congestion pricing is actually working. Remember when people swore congestion pricing would ruin the Big Apple? Yeah, about that. Turns out foot traffic actually increased. 4.5% more pedestrians were out in January, adding up to 1.5 million more people supporting businesses. And Midtown Manhattan supposedly struggling? It saw an 18.5% surge in foot traffic. Fewer honking horns, cleaner air, and thriving local businesses? That's what we call a win-win-win. And if that wasn't enough feel-good science, let's talk about your dog and why petting it before you leave the house is officially doctor-approved. Researchers say petting your dog before you leave the house reduces anxiety. For both of you, a quick belly rub, a scratch behind the ears, and suddenly you're both feeling good. Just maybe don't phrase it as heavy petting in public. Today's Morovation comes from Powerhouse creator Shonda Rhimes, who said, "Love is a choice we can make every day." And what a powerful choice it is, whether through small acts of kindness, patience, or simply being present for those who matter. Love is more than just a feeling. It's something we actively choose and nurture daily. Thank you for listening to the Maurologue. Have a safe and relaxing weekend. Make sure you hold the door open for someone and keep fighting the good fight.